Hi everyone, welcome to another video on summary. In questions on summary, we need to follow two basic rules. One, we need to check whether each option is true or false. And then the second thing is whether it has a good coverage of the things which are mentioned in the passage. Privacy challenged office workers may find it hard to believe, but the open plan offices in cubicles were invented by architects and designers who thought that to break down the social walls that divide people, you have to break down the real walls too. Which means the people who thought of the cubicles, they were good people, they wanted to break down the hierarchies. Modern architects saw walls and rooms as downright fascist. So that means that they were really against the idea of walls and private chambers and rooms and offices. The spaciousness and flexibility of an open plan would liberate homeowners and office dwellers from the confines of boxes. So earlier they believed that they were all crammed up in a box and that's why they voted for an open plan. But companies took up the idea less out of a democratic ideology than a desire to pack in as many workers as they could. So, how the companies saw it, they didn't see it as okay, they're giving more open space to their workers and for their benefit and all that. They thought that okay, if we remove the walls, maybe in the same space we will be able to put in lot many more people. We'll need to have less floor space and we can have more employees. The typical open plan office of the first half of the 20th century was a white collar assembly line. Cubicles were interiors designers' attempt to put some soul back in. So initially what happened was the open plan offices, they just crammed up way too many people in together. The cubicles were some way of bringing them back some privacy and some private space. So that's how the cubicles came into the picture. Now, let's look at the summaries. Wall-free offices did not quite work out the way the utopian inventors intended. Yes, they did not, as they became tools for exploitation of labor. So this is not only true, but it does summarize the paragraph really, really well, that it didn't go according to the initial plan and it led to the companies exploiting their labor force. So this might very well be my answer, but I'll look at the other options also. Wall-free office spaces could have worked out the way their utopian inventors intended had companies cared for workers' satisfaction. So this is another way of saying the same thing, that if they cared for workers' satisfaction, they might not have exploited it. But that is not what is mentioned in the paragraph. What is mentioned in the paragraph is not about caring or not caring, but it is talking about their desire of companies to pack as many workers as they could, which is closer to the concept of exploitation of labor and not about caring about workers or not caring about workers. So this is, although this is close to the actual answer, but definitely one is better than this. That's why I'll rule out 2. Wall-free did not quite work out as companies don't believe in democratic ideology. I don't think companies believe in any ideology, or that's not the point which is given here. The reason why they didn't work out is because the companies packed as many workers as they could. It had got nothing to do with ideology, ruling out statement 3. They did not quite work out as desired, and therefore the cubicles came into being. So it is skipping the important, vital part as to why it happened. Open offices did not work. That's given in the paragraph. Cubicles came into being as a result. That's also given in the paragraph. But what happened in between? What was the key reason behind it? This part, that they packed as many workers as they could. The central point of the paragraph is missing from the fourth sentence or the fourth option. And that is why fourth will once again not be your answer, and your answer would be option 1. Hope you learned something about summaries from this video. Thank you.
Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get notifications of future videos.